All right, it's been a while since we've done anything on a Friday night, so looked like John was having so much fun. Flipping ain't easy that me and Todd needed it. All that damn seriousness. We need to get in and have some we need to bring some stupidity to the reselling community. So that's our specialty.
And it says we're live.
Yeah, I just picked two old. I typed "old man with cane" and got two fossils and stuck on this in a scary Halloween picture. Yeah, so I'm probably 2/3 of the way done. Looks like so Jovial Juggler sent me and actually I had considered moving the desk over there. The problem is this. I don't think this TV fits under that cabinet. Is the problem?
Yeah, we hear an echo now. So much space in there.
I might have to take that cabinet off for a while. So Land Shark, that's a misnomer. You know, I said ask us anything. Never in that title did I say we were going to answer a damn thing.
Right. Ask away.
Yeah.
See, even James got it.
See, he knows. Yeah.
James looks like somebody who's pled the fifth in his life before. Come on. So that might be the other thing, that move the desk down there and then move that cabinet all the way up here against the wall or something. I don't know. I'm working on it.
How many storage units do you have now?
3. So and my 3 are probably cheaper than your 1.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I'm paying what?
I went full stuff today
for climate control.
Yeah, mine are not climate control, but they're $290 or
I would get a
$270.
storage unit, but I would get a landlord like Jake, and he'd just throw me out and keep my shit.
So I'm gonna print your email out there, Jovial Juggler, and yeah, because right now it's just like it was. It's just the stuff is missing, and it's still I don't feel like it's optimized, and so I really did want to put the shipping all in this corner so I could do whatever over here. So moving that cabinet might be the answer. Might be a little more work, take me a couple more hours, but. Oh, you got to breathe sometime, Dave.
Ta-da!
He's still alive.
I made it.
So yeah, resale has been kind of interesting this week. There's been a lot of pettiness and bitching, and yeah, there's several different YouTubers carrying on and fighting amongst us. It's amazing that the two things in life you can if you have success, people are going to come for you. And I forgot the other one. I'm not high yet.
If you win the lottery,
I was gonna say you just ate that thing.
No, and if the exact opposite is true too. If you are having success and you lose that success to a small degree, everybody wants to tell you the reason why they think that you are failed. So those two things are two things you can count on. And so it's been interesting to yeah, because the one thing I'll tell you is with the computer, even with the printer on that side, in the shipping computer, I'm using a different computer over there right this second, and all the computers are tied together, so I can still print to these printers over here, but I still have to make the box, turn around and get the label and come back, even if I've got the printer over there, if I got the computer over there. But I want to use that computer on the far side. So when having Apple products, okay, so I've got too many Macs. Let's see. I've got this MacBook. I've got the 2015. I've got the 2014. I've got the iMac. I've got the 2011. Those are all MacBooks and an iMac. And I've got 3 iPads and 2 iPhones. This is all just mine. This is not including Joni and Jacob's iPhones. So,
Ran out of
have you been
digits.
drinking?
A little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
And so my idea was and this is I challenge you in the video I put out tonight. You know, the one thing I kind of ended with, I try to end all the videos, you know, kind of sum it up and tell you, you know, some inspiration for whatever it's worth from me. Learn from my mistakes, but you gotta, if you're not optimizing, at least trying different things, I can tell you the results you're going to get. You're going to get the same as results. And so, you know, the thought occurred to me. I've been using the Galaxy. I've been using the S21 Ultra for pictures, and it dies. I struggle. It doesn't go back and forth to max like I wanted to. So I have to do everything on the phone. And I'm like, what if I took the old Mac that I just restored and you can have me iCloud's account if you want. So and put the other phone and that on a separate iCloud account, plus the new one that I got for $7 at a yard sale. All three of those computers on a separate iCloud account. And that way I'd have pictures inside, pictures outside, plus that phone. So that's my idea for working out here is and not, because, you know, the worst thing you can do, phones are great. You know, this 15 Pro Max, I mean, the camera is amazing. It shoots great pictures. But I don't want to see a bunch of my junk clogged up on my. When I hit the pictures, I want to be able to look at my own pictures.
Wrong show, Scott.
Yeah, we don't want to see your junk, dude.
Yeah, when I open the pictures, I want to see that. I want to see Phoebe. I want to see sometimes Joni. Lots of times Franklin. Johnny's like, "Where's Franklin?" I'm like, "I don't know." That picture got his tongue out. That's kind of interesting. Scott and Dave look for me similar in that. I don't have a ponytail. I don't have any hair.
What the hell?
Unless we're counting hair on my back and my ass, and then I got a lot. So there you go.
I only have part of a beard.
But I think right now you've got to Halloween. You know, Halloween is the day that you really got to be busting your ass, because fourth quarter, once you hit Halloween, you will blink twice. It'll be Thanksgiving. It'll be Christmas. It'll be over.
Yeah.
And the opportunity will be missed. And so that's why by Sunday I want this building complete, you know, done, arranged. And so that means I'm not going to yard sales tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna get up and come out here and work. So the way this thing ships, so I'm gonna put those two tables right here. So along this wall will go shipping tables, and then I'll work off tables in the middle. And I've got two sets of shelves in the other garage. That open space over there I'll put them on the wall, and then I'm gonna label the shelves in and out. So one over there, the sexual shelves, the in and out shelves. They're going to be, you know, ones as I come as I bring stuff from the building to list, or from yard sales, I got somewhere to put it. And then because right now I don't have anywhere to set stuff, but that stuff there's listed, but it's still on the shipping table because it needs to go to the building. And so I need somewhere I need to be organized. I need to continue to have a process. It comes in and it goes right back out. And the same, either it's going out through this side through shipping, or that side to the building. One of the two. Yeah, Carol's been talking about purging her stuff too. The one thing I can tell you, and I really touched on it Wednesday. If you didn't watch the Wednesday show, man, when it's cluttered in here, God, you can't get yourself to do shit. Yeah. When you're in a cluttered space and you can't move, it is so difficult because your brain is immediately overwhelmed with everything.
Well, you're constantly just like shoveling shit up against a tide. You're moving things to get the things to be able to do things, and that just.
And then you move it back, and then you have to move
it 10 fucking times, and you're like, "Why am I moving this thing? I should just fucking get rid of it."
You know, the idea is the less times you touch something, the more efficient. Yeah. You know, because every time you touch it, it costs you time, which costs you money. Yep. So,
liquidate.
Jacob actually is in the video for like 2 seconds. Hey, come here, buddy. Come Come here. Miss Kara hasn't seen you in a while. Miss Kara wants to see you.
What's up, dog?
Tell everybody hello. What up? Tell everybody hello. So what up? Hey, you're almost old enough. What up, fuckers? How come you're not
It's
with your
so
mom?
funny how they just get like super chill. They don't move, do anything. Like every time you grab them, they're just like.
He stared at this. Y'all want to know what he stared at?
Treats.
Oh, hell yeah! Now we got something going on here. All right.
So James, let's put this to rest. What difference does it whether he's got hair or not? It's not like we're having sex with dogs around here. Is that something in Indiana?
What?
Hey, watch this though. He hates this guy. Watch. You'll see Franklin go. He dropped the tree. You see, he dropped the tree.
Yeah.
Dog torture right here.
He's
Like,
coming
get
to
away
get
from
you. He's coming to get you, Franklin. He hates that damn. He hates that damn thing. It ain't gonna get you, buddy.
That's funny.
You gonna go get your treat? He won't get down to get his treat. Can we go get it? Where'd he go? Get the worst hunter. Where'd he? You're supposed to have a good sense of smell and you can't find him. You still didn't find it. Damn it. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Oh my god.
Oh, you gotta go back.
Drop on the floor trying to find dog treats. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Come on, buddy. You gotta get your treat.
Hard times, right?
Right.
Come here.
Are you where do you store your stuff, Todd?
Where do I store mine?
Yeah, is it like the basement, the garage, the living room?
Yes. Yes to all those.
Yes. 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 The abandoned vehicle.
Hey, so there's news on the abandoned vehicle. So I got the Toyota back today. The Toyota now has a new so evidently they had to put 4 alternators in it before they got one that worked. That's reassuring, right?
Yeah.
They put 3 reman in there, and finally he's like, y'all are gonna give me a new one at the same price for all this crazy shit y'all are costing us. And but Tuesday I'm taking the blue van over there, so he's gonna put the sensor in the blue van.
Oh, nice. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't become a storage unit anymore and can get used.
You think this? So you're saying the blue one might be back on the road?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna need tires because it's been sitting for 4 years. Maybe
4 years.
4 years, 4 5. It hasn't. So it's gonna need tires. It's also going
Oil change.
It needs an oil change. It also needs some Febreze and airing out because it smell of rodent.
Make sure you get those ozone generators from Harlan. We'll do
Yeah,
one.
I'll borrow it. He's got one.
Yeah. Run it in there for 24 hours or more, and then.
Well, hopefully the mice didn't tear up any of the wiring.
If the 3 of our dogs are definitely domesticated because the 3 of ours would not make it. If they had to do things on their Phoebe might because she's mean as hell and she carries on, but the other 2, Dixie Belle is deaf and blind. She can't find. I was giving them treats this afternoon, and I gave one to Dixie, and it kind of slipped out of my hand, and she got because she can't hold it. She goes. She turns around and looks, but she can't see. I'm like, oops, sorry about that. That's kind of mean. Yeah, so they would not, especially. I mean, Franklin he is so passive, so kind. He would, uh, he's that if you had the child that's. So we had one of those when Jacob was little. I coached the soccer team for like the first 4 years, and there was a set of twins. One of the twins, best player on the team. This kid was awesome, and his twin brother, uh, is always the first one in or whatever. But when he was on the sideline, he was talking to Johnny because he wanted to know what the snacks were going to be before and after the game. He was he was picking flowers. He was just kind of wandering, and it was but life is short, though. I'll tell you that. I did not know these twins. So the twins had an older brother, so they would have been 6 and 7, and they had an older brother that was maybe 14 or 15. So him and his dad were big avid bicyclists. So if you've ever been to Wilmington, North Carolina, Wilmington and Carolina Beach they're about 8 miles apart. So there's back ways to get with all bike trails and bike paths to the beach and back. Somebody blew a stop sign and killed father and brother in the same wreck. That was. I can't. It's hard to think of them young boys, but it happened a couple of years later. You look at it. Wait a minute, I know those kids. When you see the news article, you're like, "Oh hell, I knew the father and the son," because the older brother would come because he would. You got little kids in soccer teams. You call yourselves running drills, but you're just kind of pointing kids. You're just trying to get them to chase the ball, for God's sake. And their older brother would help. But yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
We had a local fire department person get killed last night on a single vehicle accident. Their fire truck, I guess possibly the driver underestimated the capacity of a curb, and
right, in a heavy vehicle.
The heavy vehicle rolled tumbled all the way over and killed one of them. So that was pretty much our local news for the day, and terrible. He was 20 years old.
Man. Man.
Dang.
So but this is the only thing I've been doing this week is really working. I've gotten a few things listed. I actually went over to the building today. The other building is a disaster too. It's going to take a day of me just over there for like 5 hours because the Amazon, eBay, and unlisted are all mixed together, and I'm gonna have to. It's just a straight 10 by 20, so there's a U, and I'll have a table in the middle. Just because the one difficulty when you're over there is once you pull something, you got to have somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
So I need a small table. I don't need a big one. I just need something that'll hold. I'm too old to put a blue bag on the floor and try all that. I'm too old for that. But I'm excited for the fourth quarter. I'm excited for getting a lot of stuff listed. I did find one thing when I was going through looking for the eBay and Amazon today. I had been missing. I bought a PS3. So if any of you guys are video game guys, I paid like $5 for this PS3. It's backwards compatible, and I've been missing this thing. I'm like, where is this damn thing? Because do y'all know how? Oh, it's still on the truck. If you don't know how to tell a backwards compatible PS3, there's one thing for sure that I can tell you. Every one that's backwards compatible across the front, underneath the disk drive, has 4 USB ports.
And it'll have more venting.
Right. So, so if you ever see a PS3 that's got, we got one real quick, but they are much more desirable. They pay there you go. There's one with one game and one controller. Was it $247 plus 38 shipping? This one only got 162 plus 39. So they're worth a couple $100 minimum. There's $219 free shipping. $259 has a couple controllers.
They're holding their value.
$269.
I mean, it's pretty much been that way for quite a few years, about the same price.
Yeah. So that is a. So if you're out and about thrift stores or whatever, and you go, man, that they want too much for that console. Always check the PS3 because that one there is easy to know.
It plays all the games, right?
Yeah, it not so all the PS3s will not play PS2s. That's the problem for some reason. There,
That one, I think that one though will play.
that will
1,
play
2,
anything.
and 3.
Yep.
The only downfall is it doesn't. They generally don't have like wireless. You have to plug them in Cat5.
That one does have a Cat 5 in the back. Yes.
Yeah.
Brenda, that's crazy that people are buying Christmas gifts this early. You know, I bet for one thing, Brenda, I would be willing to bet that people are going to buy Christmas presents now. They've learned over the last couple of years the scarcity of items, and if you want to make sure that you get the item that you want to give someone as a gift, you know, buying it early is not a bad thing because, yeah, the supply chain has not been fixed. No matter what they say, I mean, it's not as bad as it was in the beginning with all the craziness, but then you still go and look for things on Walmart or Target or whatever your poison is. There's lots of things missing. You know, you'll go and go, well, I'll be damned. Or you might in your own personal life go look for something and go, that shouldn't be that difficult to find. Early October is almost over. Yes, early October. We're definitely in mid-October. The weather is changing here. Thank goodness. We're in the low 70s. This is really nice. 50 and then low 70s. It's like I died and went to San Diego.
We had a heat wave here. It's been like high 90s, mid 90s, high 90s all week.
What you doing, Patrick? Are you here to see your
Roman,
butt?
the Rangers
here to
lost
see
3 in a
your
row after winning the first 2. It's looking bad.
Are you back? Are you come back to see your buddy the dog over there? You come back to see him?
Hell no, you came back for a treat.
He didn't care about treats too much.
No?
Johnny's neck was bothering her, so she took some medicine. She's probably asleep, and so Franklin he has to sit on somebody. He is a lap dog, and once you start like rubbing his head and his back, if you quit and he's not ready for you to quit, he's the like Franklin. Whenever you want my alarm clock, or I didn't have an alarm clock, I turned the CPAP mask off, and you hear him. I don't know where he was. He comes running up the ramp. Next thing I know, I'm laying in bed like this, and he starts walking towards my pillow. I'm like, no, it's too early to be teabagged by a dachshund this morning. What the hell? I'm like, your mama's alarm clock just went off. Go teabag your mama.
It's hilarious.
He has no concept of personal space. It's just crazy. No concept.
Does any dog?
Those
Oh,
dogs
yeah.
are super spoiled.
So
They
Dixie,
love it.
Dixie stays in her own bed. She doesn't hang out much. BB and Franklin, it's and they compete for space. I'm sitting there in the recliner with my laptop, and then here's Phoebe. Here comes Franklin. I'm trying to figure out how to hold a laptop and 2 dachshunds at the same time. That doesn't work.
They still have the beds in there for them.
Oh yeah,
Didn't you like build them into the little shipping bench where they could like chill out in there? Or
it's right here right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, because they
awesome.
really took all this stuff out and found my bed again. You can go if you want to, buddy. It's okay. You can go if you want to. So what else exciting is going on in the world other than so I did catch so he's in the chat RG clearance fines. It used to be RG something else. He's one of those terrible Auburn fans, but he had a video premiere. He's been doing some RA. He's been doing a lot of Walmart, and so if you're into Walmart and watching what people find on clearance at Walmart, check out RG Clearance Finds. Oh, there he is. He's still in here. Give him a sub. Give him a try. Except for the Auburn part, he's not a bad guy. The Auburn part's hard to pass. I told him to come on here, but he said he was too ugly. I'm like, have you seen us?
Right.
It says old guys. It doesn't say GQ models. So Mary T bought a photo album this week at the state of a military photographer, mostly Korean War. Baxter stamp, staff distribution only, not for publication until release. Todd, have you run into that? Do you know how surely that time's passed by now, I would think.
What's that?
It said the back of the picture stay staff distribution only, not for publication until released by the GHO. Hey, I think you're all right, Mary. First thing I'll do is check on eBay, see if there's some others like it. That's not always 100%, but that's generally, the Korean War. This is the 50s. We're talking, they talk about the Great Generation of my grandparents, dying out. There's very few World War II veterans left. Remember, the Korean War was in the 50s, and so that generation as well is leaving us very quickly. The men who sacrificed in the Korean War. So I think you're all right. I bet there's some really cool photographs though.
Yep.
So Brian said he's already selling Christmas albums. I've sold 3 or 4 Christmas CDs. I actually shipped one today. It was a Hallmark 3 DVD set. There were 3 different Hallmark movies that were all Christmas. They went out today. Actually sold. So I picked up at an estate sale. I paid $6 for it. I never seen it before. Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. Have y'all seen that? It's a replica of Charlie Brown's Christmas tree, and it's got a little music box on the bottom that plays a little song. It's got one ornament on it. It was in its box. I got $27.50 at the auction for it.
Weren't those worth a lot of money for a while there? Or?
I don't have any idea. I'd never seen one. I've sold 2 today. I know one person that would know, but he's no longer with us. Dusty Graham could tell you in about 2 seconds. I bet Eric. I haven't talked to Eric in a while, but I've never met anybody in my life who knew more about the most trivial stuff than Eric Weber, for sure. He absolutely is just a absolute fountain of knowledge. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Buddy Nuts? Huh? You've had like 30 treats today. I'll change your name to Treat. Come here, Treat. Yeah, I don't think anybody will say anything. I would think you're pretty safe. But we're talking, 50s? We're talking almost 70 years now, 60 years. 60 at the minimum. I don't know, though. The government is funny. It is worth checking out. Hell, we can't find out now that the CIA shot Kennedy yet. They're not willing to release all the records about the Kennedy assassination from 1963 he was shot? 63?
Yeah.
So
I'm getting a drink.
yeah, we can go down a dark rabbit hole. If you think that was a lone gunman, man, have I got news for you. She says some are graphic. I bet they would sell the combat vehicles and stuff like that, especially There are a lot of people that love military vehicles, and even the modern stuff. As I was going, we were going to. Jacob had to ride with me to take postage and then get the van, and they're running tests on an Apache. That thing is just badass flying around here. I'm like, this is one of the few times you don't mind seeing an Apache helicopter show up because most time if it shows up in your neighborhood, it's about to do some serious damage.
Yeah.
I think it's the Apache. It's either an Apache or a Cobra. It looks like a a wasp the way it flies. Because the landing gear on it. So, yeah, that's it. It's an Apache AH-64. That's exactly what it is. They've got like 3 of them over there right now. It's they've got 7 or 8 Blackhawks. They've got 3 Apaches, and I think there's 4 Ospreys. There's a lot of planes at that one location right now being worked on.
Really?
So James says that eBay's not going to sell the graphic stuff anyway. So your instincts about the graphic stuff are correct. If you've got any doubts, Mary, put 1 or 2 up and see what happens, and if they do all right. The only thing that's different in this day and time is since eBay has bought that company that uses AI to get counterfeits, to test counterfeits and that kind of stuff. There's been some people getting things pulled down, but a lot of their stuff is, a lot of hats have been pulled down because they've been listing the brand as unknown, even though the tag tells you what brand it is for the most part. And then they kind of misrepresent the hat by like saying it's a Bud Light hat. It's not a Bud Light branded hat. It is a K-pop hat or whatever, some name brand of the label hat with a Budweiser or Bud Light patch on it. Yeah, you picked that up last week, Mr. Ham?
Yeah. This is the only World War II item I've got in my store right now.
Wow.
4th Division helmet liner. This was made by a famous United States company. Guess.
Tonka. Ford.
Westinghouse.
Oh, West. Yeah, the younger generation. I don't realize they realize what happened in World War II. The government. I mean, so just be careful whenever you hear that we're going to go to war with Ukraine, or if Congress ever declares war on somewhere, and I think that's a possibility next year that they're going to declare war on something, and there won't be a 2024 election, because once the war powers come, they have special powers that they can do different things. Ford made lots of planes in World War II. Westinghouse made helmets. All these different companies. Remember, the men went to war and the women went to work. It was Rosie the Riveter. All these things were born in that era where these companies turned their assembly lines into supporting the war effort. So, but that is cool. Westinghouse. It's very interesting that when you find things and go, could that really be that company? Absolutely, it could be.
Yeah.
More or less, I would agree with that. The government is at war. The government's at war with us. You can love Trump or hate Trump for whatever reason. When he says that they're coming after you, but I'm in the way, that's 100% the truth. And they don't care what side you're on.
Yeah.
But but you bought some other military stuff too in that auction, right?
Oh yeah,
Has any of that stuff started selling yet?
I've sold stuff from that Killeen auction house. You know where Killeen is? It's the world's largest army base.
Right.
So Killeen is the town that it's in, and shoot, there's always military surplus there from that auction. And yeah, I've sold thousands out of that auction.
So it just tells me that eBay might have some issues with ongoing changing their search and running through servers, and you might go through some dry periods because of. But the one thing I can tell you is don't be part of it. Understand that that you've got to do your part to make really good listings. You want to make sure the search finds you. Put in as many. So John had a great point tonight. He said, "So what do you do if you've got an item and you want to put some more of the specifics in, the item specifics in, but you don't know what they are?" Everybody who watches this, hey, thanks for watching it. Everybody but Falsehood Finder, you can go whatever you want to do because you lie every time you come in here. But Bard, sign up for the Bard is Google's experimental AI. And so how does Bard help you? See, the difference between Bard and ChatGPT, they're very similar. They're both language AI language models, and they're learning at the same rapid pace, and they both do very similar things about the way there's one significant difference between ChatGPT and Bard. ChatGPT the last couple of years, I think September 21, somewhere in there, Jakes, or somewhere.
I think they updated it to January, I think, but I don't quote me. I think it just updated the ChatGPT 4. I think just got updated to a year ago or so.
But Bard is live to the internet, and so when Bard has data, will grab data up till today, and so it's much more accurate on things of the last few years. And so if you've got an item, say, you want to know about this car right here, and you put in Hot Wheels Mustang Stalker 1974, it'll tell you that it's a Hot Wheels red line. It'll tell you the colors it came in. Give me the details about it. Ask that AI engine. So you don't know about this iPod right here because one of the specifications is battery size or something of those terms. You can ask it to give you the specs, and it'll bring back most information about items. And so remember, the more items, because it tells you every time you fill out a specification, the little circle goes more around, and you're in more searches. So the goal is to be in more searches. Make the anybody who's telling you from the days of I'm not putting any, I'm just barely going to do the items, but I'm not building their catalog. You should never listen to those folks.
Yeah.
The one thing I can tell you right now is, are you using the AI to generate the descriptions and other AI that eBay is working with? The sooner you adopt the things that eBay is looking for, or Amazon, either one of these platforms, if they say, hey, we're doing this, if you spend the next 6 months bitching about it, or you spend the next 6 months becoming an expert in it, who wins? That person bitching is having a good time in a chat on a live show somewhere, but you're taking advantage of the early adopters in technology, the early adopters and rule changes. Remember, you are running a business, and it's your job as a business owner is to optimize your situation, optimize your company, optimize what you do, and the sooner you do it, the better. Because it's not going away. Oh, Wayne, I wish I knew. If I knew which Bama team shows up tomorrow, there's a little payback on this one. I bet there's a lot. After beating them 16 years in a row, they stormed the fields, they took down goalposts, they threw them in the water. I bet that team has seen that quite a few times this week. So we're playing at home too. We're a much better team at home than on the road. Our biggest struggles have been on the road. Even though we struggled out of getting to Texas. I think I like to think we beat Tennessee tomorrow. They've got a tough front though. Their defensive line is no joke. A lot of people like to say, "Man, look, they've got two pass rushers in the top 20 in sacks," and they go, "Well, what is Bama going to do to them? We're in the top 10 in sacks too. We've got like the number 3 sack person in the nation." I mean, so the defenses are both really, really solid. It's which offense can break through on these two big defenses. Robert says he thought you were dead, Dave. What's up?
Nope, still there. Hanging in.
James, I don't think we're talking about the same kind of sacks. James thinks he's got a top 20 sack.
Oh, why?
Sammy, what's up, man? We're just kind of hanging out. Just kind of. Anybody's got any questions or comments? We will. Dave and his bond, no, they're not fighting. They get along great.
Yeah. Treat each other well.
Dave, what's your main category you sell in?
Widgets.
Widgets. Whatnots?
Whatchamacallits?
Yep. Bunch of oozits. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Wayne. The thing I think is the biggest difference in the two teams is they both got offenses that struggle at times. They both got great defensive lines. The difference is I trust the back of our defense. Even though we got torched last year by Tennessee. Tennessee lit up our secondary. That quarterback's no longer there. I think our secondary play is much improved. And if we get Malachi Moore back as well, which he looks like he might play, I think Saban held him out last week. He probably could have gone last week. I think that might be a difference. I think Joe Milton might throw us the ball a time or two. So I must have missed this harem that Harlan starting. Ooh, so this is a good one here. So shall I tell y'all what I just sold?
Oh, yeah, let's hear
it. So I'll go get it. It's still here in the building. I'll go get it. Y'all gotta talk while I'm gone.
Slowly.
Oh, the move.
I needed to talk to you, man. My bad.
Is that your grandson?
That was pretty good, Todd.
That was great.
I'm just out here in my freight container, my shipping. I call it my shipping container, but it's kind of a double meaning because it is a freight container or a shipping container.
Oh yeah.
And it's also where I do all my shipping. I have two of these now.
It must have got taken out of there. Yeah.
You ship out of 2 freight containers.
Well, the other one actually is just for storage. It's just other storage, not reseller stuff. This one's a retired reefer unit, and so it's insulated.
All right. It went to the other building by mistake. It's a DVD. So the two things it's got going for it, I'll pull up the listing.
So you work
Anybody?
out of the back of a truck. Is that what you're saying, Jake?
What's that?
You work out of the back of a truck?
No, one of those Connex containers.
Ah,
There's a
Bring it up.
40 foot long and 9.5 foot tall ceilings, and you can on the top is this white, I don't know, stainless steel painted. It's stainless steel, white painted stainless steel, and then over here you can see the stainless steel sides.
So I sold this. It's a Agatha Christie's Miss Marple. Anybody ever heard of it? Miss Marple.
I've heard the
I sold
name.
three of. I've sold three of these so far. It's the other two were Blu-rays. The Blu-ray for season 1 was new. It went for 150. The Blu-ray used for season 2 went for 40. This is seasons. I don't know what this one was, but the two things. See right there in the corner. It's hard to see. Is this camera any better? Let's switch cameras. Camera. Yeah, this one focuses a little better. See where it says Acorn Media right there in the corner? Acorn Media is they do a lot of the stuff from England and some of the stuff like content like what Hallmark makes. Some of the the Christian stuff and the stuff that's family oriented. I scan everything Acorn Media. Acorn Media generally is worth money. Used or new, Acorn Media is worth money. So Mrs. Marple, the answer to the question is, what did you sell it for? $129.98 for that DVD.
Dang.
Wow. Boom.
I bought it last Saturday for $15, and because it was still sealed, and I don't know why the guy made me pay $15, but I knew what it was worth. I'm like, all right, $15, and so I sold it before the next weekend. $129. That's good.
That's winning right there. That's what that is.
One CD. Can't believe I can't find it. Damn it.
Yeah, media is interesting. How some stuff is super valuable, but sometimes takes time to sell. I mean, even
So media is the opposite of what you would. Okay, so media really follows the supply and demand models tremendously. The more popular a movie is, chances are they made more of it because they anticipate selling more of it to the public. And so as it comes out, it might be a good deal if you can find it cheap in the beginning. But as it comes mainstream, like Top Gun, when Top Gun was going real crazy, if you had new copies of the old one, you could do real well. But now as new Top Gun is out and everybody's got it,
yeah.
I bought new Top Gun last week at the yard sale for $1 because I've never seen it. Maverick, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But that Acorn, it doesn't have a lot of popularity, so its distribution, they didn't make as many DVDs. DVDs are getting harder to find new. And now you've got a DVD that people still want, but they didn't make a lot of. Biscuit Butt, what's up, man? It's good to see you tonight.
Biscuit Butt.
Yeah, it was weird. He had a twin in Cincinnati. I'm like, damn, did you grow like 3 inches? That really messed with me. They looked so much alike that one of them was just slightly taller than the other one.
Who was that?
Like, I'm like, weren't you short just like 10 minutes ago? What the fuck? Do you have lifts in your shoes? And it was somebody else. So you want Acorn Media. Alan, what's up, man? Long time no talk to you, buddy. Harlan's it's Friday night. You're in Vegas and you're watching us on a computer. What the hell?
Harlan, man, I should be there with you. It's a bummer I'm
If
not.
there's one guy that Roman gives a harder time to than me, it's Biscuit Butt.
Roman gave everybody a hard time in Cincinnati, by the way. I mean, the more alcohol in him, I mean, he went up and just messed with everybody. I mean, in good fun. I mean, he's outstanding. I mean, that dude is funny. God, he's funny. And you get him and Paul Philly Flipper together. The battling accents, trying to figure out which one of them is more outgoing and more talkative.
Roman's got a hot wife, Biscuit.
He might be talking about his twin. I can't remember who his twin was.
Ruh-roh. Whoa. Where are you at?
Oh, I know where he's at. He's eating with Harlan. That I know that. That's easy. He's eating. I saw the text. He's eating with Harlan.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I'm not in.
Hey, turn it back.
Oh, yes, I am.
Turn it back around. I got a message for them.
You got to unmute your mic.
Hey, both of y'all back there. This is for not coming to Wings on Tuesday night.
We can't hear a word you're saying.
Whoa. Quit muting it. I have no idea.
If he's building a harem, I don't think he's gonna start with John.
No. Yeah, he's doing the Saturday to Saturday Vegas run again.
Yeah, I think they must be at Four Queens. That thing's in the basement. What a great steakhouse. They talked about eating somewhere. I think they said the Four Queens. That was good food. I forget the name of the steakhouse, but it's one of them old mob joints. Yeah, man, they skipped out on Wings. They could have come back and they left me with Tracy and old man Rick. What the hell?
What the hell?
Seeing if Tracy's on the chat.
Oh yeah, he's there.
I hadn't seen Tracy today.
Oh no. I saw
Mary or Dawn, whichever one of you ladies it is. Thank you. I've gotten some advice from someone else about what to do, so I'm probably gonna do a little more rearranging. So there'll be a different view when you see me tomorrow. I'm gonna turn this thing around. Actually, I'm gonna move this over.
Yeah, it's a lot accomplished though. You got a lot moved.
It was a lot. It filled up that 10 by 20.
Oh yeah.
And if y'all didn't see who that was the other guy that was with him. Was Justin. He's on YouTube. He's flipping accountant. He comes maybe once a month. He joins us on Wing Night. He's an outstanding individual. Can't say enough good things about Justin. Justin's a good dude. Some of y'all, if y'all went to FlipCon, might have met him. He was there doing the accounting part of FlipCon this past year. Oh, nice. Yeah, all that. I guess everybody's having fun today. All that stuff ended yesterday, right? Their Thursday night ends there.
Yeah.
Reseller remix. So a lot of people are still hanging around. I don't know when Harlan comes back. I know he's got a flight tomorrow. It's probably tomorrow night, if I'm guessing.
Yeah, he usually books the Saturday to Saturday. It just stays the whole week.
The expensive part of the Saturdays, during the week, it's much more affordable. Carol doesn't want to hang with resellers. Is that why you're here with us? Because none of us are resellers?
Yeah.
More or less, you did not see me in North Dakota, because North Dakota is one of the 9 states I've never been to.
Really?
So I know it was not me because I've never been to North Dakota.
You're not missing much.
Cold.
It's cold, exactly.
Yeah, that upper Northwest. So Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota.
It's cold.
And Iowa. I don't know how I miss Iowa, but I miss Iowa too.
Yeah.
I was going to go to Iowa, but Dave won't ride bikes with me. What the hell?
What the hell? Well, you said I couldn't use an electric bike.
I didn't say that. I wonder if it's in their rules.
I need one of those like tripod ones I can sit down, lay down in. It's electric. Does that count?
So if y'all don't know, do they have a dispensary? Yeah, weed's legal in Vegas. You can smoke weed. All of Vegas smells like one big pot plant. So Larry, there is a bicycle race every year. Not a race, but they it's like for fun. They do a ride across Iowa from one side to the other every summer. Ragnarok or something it's called.
Yeah. You like camp for how many? Yeah. Well, how many days is it? You like camp?
It's like 7 to 10 days. It's like 7 straight days. You ride bikes all day, then camp in the town at night. They take your stuff ahead. You just ride the bike, and then you go through all the towns, and all the towns come out, and they have all these festivals and all this stuff. The whole route over.
Yeah.
You average about, I think you average what 70, 80 miles a day on the bike.
Something like that. Yeah. Oof.
Brick House Picker. That's it. Ragbra. That's it. So if you want to see something about it, who are the YouTubers that did it? I think Kara and Nate. They've got a huge channel. They're 3 or 4 million subscribers. If you look at a couple summers ago, they did Ragbra. And now I think right now Kara and Nate and 2 of their friends, they're riding bicycles across the country right now.
Wow.
Tandem bike.
Ooh.
So they've got a motorhome or their van, because a couple of them live in vans. So they're like following behind. So you're not on the bike every day. There's like 6 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. He said he's living in the Brick House must live in Iowa. He's lived in this state for 4 years. Wanted to do the ride, but yeah.
So it's
The problem for me is I have sleep apnea, and me and sleeping on the ground with nut.
Well, I think you can do hotels, right? Like it's always in an area. I don't think it was always in an area.
No, there ain't no damn hotels. It's you're in the middle you're like in the middle of a town park. There ain't no hotels.
I think that was another reason I was not into it.
Yeah, I tried to talk Vegas. I mean not Vegas, but Harlan into it. And when you said tent, he's like, I'm out.
Well, I think he would have bike. He was 10 sealed the deal.
Yeah, it was weird that we were talking about it at some point, like at a yard sale, and we met somebody who was buying. It must have been because there were bikes or something there, and that person said her and a friend had been training for it. They were riding so many miles a day. This was sometime last year. They were doing this one list. But it's weird though. If you want to do it, you have to like sign up in January because it sells out. They only allow so many people to do it.
Yeah.
And it sells out every year.
It's a lot of
Sorry.
work.
All right, Brick House Pick. I never met you. When are we going to ride across Iowa? I'm ready.
Yeah.
Because there's not a ton of elevation change, which is nice. There's some per day, but it's not like you're riding through Virginia through the mountains or something.
Yeah, I'll take the pretty that we have today any day, even if it is a little rainy.
So Larry said that car took him straight to the airport to the dispensary, but dropped off 800 there, and then they went to the liquor store.
Man, you got fall going on over there.
Oh. Please don't get Connie started. Connie's in for the ride because it's moist and hot. So James, when I was in Vegas at a dispensary, this place was huge. It had like 40 cashiers in it, and I think it's the biggest one in Vegas. They've got valet parking and all kinds of parking and security out front, and you have the line. Once you get in there, I mean, there's like 40 people operating registers to go get your stuff. If you've been to that one, Dave, I forget what the name of it is.
I don't remember, but all I know is don't buy anything off the strip. Don't buy anything on Fremont Street. Get like on the outskirts, and that's where the better dispensaries are. The ones on any of the other areas, they're ripping you off. The quality's terrible. It's like, no.
I'm looking at it. It was Planet 13. That's the name of it. That's where we went. I went there twice.
I think
there's
Stizzy's
another
there now.
Yeah, there's another one too, because a couple times ago we did the same thing. A couple times ago, I picked up Shane at the airport, and within like 4 minutes of leaving, we had Google was already telling us how to get to a damn dispensary, one of the closest ones to the airport.
That's right. Well, the airport, it's probably not a bad area to buy from. It's like the hood over there.
He's moving to Florida next week. Yeah, you're talking about hot and moist.
Yeah.
Holy.
I think there's like, 2 months out of the year that it's semi not moist there.
Where?
Florida.
Yeah, James. My brother went up there.
It's always moist.
He was at one. They were selling like 13 cartridges for $100 or $85 or something crazy. In Michigan, yeah, Michigan, they've got good deals on. They're coming down to California prices. There might even be cheaper than California.
Yeah, Michigan and Illinois, you're getting close.
Yeah, Illinois is actually the closest state to here, because Virginia won't make up their damn mind.
What?
About selling weed, recreational marijuana.
You can grow your own 4 plants as long as it's in your house.
Yeah.
Legally. And you can possess 1 ounce, and it's not criminal.
Yeah, try that here. You possess that in Alabama or Mississippi or Tennessee. Good luck.
Criminalized, yeah.
Yeah. And if you go into any of the CBD shops that we have here, which are everywhere, the legal limit is the 3%, or 0.03, 0.3, whatever it is, something like that. It can be on the THC side. Anything over that, they don't sell it to you. They sell you an expensive T-shirt, and they gift you a random bag of free stuff. That's how they do it here.
But didn't you say they shut most of them down?
No, there were over 100 locations owned by 2 separate companies, but they only for whatever reason they only targeted those 2 companies. I guess they probably had the most locations or something, and I guess they've been on their radar, probably pushing the limit too much. And the day after the sunsetted, the rule about the recreational stuff, I forget exactly how it was, but something was allowed to sunset, and the next day the DEA raided over 100 locations in Virginia, but all the ones they raided were specific to 2 separate companies, not any of the single location stores, not anybody else, just those 2 specific companies that they hit, and they hit them all within 24 hours.
Crazy.
Yeah. Now we do have medical dispensaries. Those are all legal, legitimate, all that stuff. So,
it'll eventually take hold.
Yeah, the current Republican administration has said that it's not a priority for them. They don't care either way, but it's not a priority.
Right.
Yeah, Larry, you're 100% correct. Walking down the strip or Fremont Street, you can get stoned just from being close.
Contact high, probably, yeah.
Walking behind me.
Yeah, it's ooh. I guess we've made it past Todd's bedtime. The hand went to sleep.
Yeah, where'd he go? Oh wait,
Oh, he must have been using his hand for other things.
yeah. Whoa,
I'm eating some grapes.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay,
Not the right
that's what
thing
you call it.
Man with his grapes. That's what he said.
He's tossing something. I don't know. Whoa.
One day he sells cocks, one day he plays with grapes. Yeah.
White
Right.
grapes.
Right. Can't believe I couldn't find that DVD. It was supposed to be over there in the DVD cabinet. That's gonna bother me. I'm gonna have to look for that tonight.
Playing poker right now.
All
Said
right.
he doesn't think I will win, but I'm still in.
Out of how many?
I'm 170 out of 178 left.
170.
I'm sucking that big time right now. But we're 42 to the money. I got a chance. I'm like the Texas Rangers right now. 3-2 against the Rangers.
We both beat A&M. Is that the right answer?
Mhm.
Ron, so how big is the talk about getting rid of Jimbo now? The drums have got to be beaten to get rid of Jimbo now. So the buyout last year was $70 million. How many is it now? And nobody's got any questions for all these reselling professionals. What the heck? Man, we are surrounded by just people that have no problem. This is awesome.
You over there printing out eviction notices, Jake?
All on free paper.
Free paper. Thanks, UPS.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Kara, you said you're not a real reseller.
Trying to figure out why this thing is trying to print a 4x6 label on
Pocket
3.
Queens.
You're struggling.
You're trying to because you're on that new computer.
Well, I know I'm actually on the iMac, but I've got Pirate Ship set to 4x6, and then still for whatever reason it's trying to print it on 3
No
labels.
action.
Yeah.
Probably
You
have
have to change it from the printer side, no?
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, I'm printing it. Yeah, I did it again. Well, probably have to change the driver or something on the printer on that Mac side, I guess. I have it set for 4x6.
See, more or less, everybody talks about reselling and reselling's going down. You know, as the economy gets tough, things change in reselling, but it never goes away. Reselling has been around for a long time, and it's not going anywhere. I've been preaching to people that more and more parts are going to be important to sell. If you're a parts seller, you're really going to do well in this. Just sell. My new mantra: sell things that sell things people need. You know, they will buy things. That antique vase that might be worth $200 today. When money gets more and more tight, might still be worth $200, but ain't nobody gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But yet, if you're selling Pop Tarts and they can't find them at the store, and they want their Pop Tarts, and you're reasonable in your pricing and take reasonable profit. It's so Larry said he sold some car parts yesterday. It's parts are going to be absolutely amazing. Older, people are going to buy used because if you keep your, and I think that's where a lot of people make mistakes is when in their pricing, as things go, they have a tendency to price max because you bought bad or you don't understand the buying. And when you're buying an item, you don't consider what could be the worst. When I buy an item, I look at what the highest it sold for in the last 90 days, but I also look at the lowest. And I don't think we do enough looking at the lowest. You need to know what the range of product sells in. So because you're not entitled just to get the highest because somebody got that. And people really feel like, this seller had the same one and mine might be a little better condition. I deserve at least what they got. The market changes and it can change day to day.
If you have a buyer that wants it as bad as that one did.
There you go.
Well, don't be afraid to liquidate either. Sometimes it's good to just keep the money moving and move on to something else.
That's the kind of stuff you do. Todd Goodrich bought a brand new golf cart parts from a local college because they were evidently changed carts. That's stuff that's going to be in demand because these universities don't throw away their carts. There's another university going, you know what, we're going to keep them for another year. Let's fix these.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert, that's the thing I don't understand. Why, a lot of it I understand is most of these newer resellers have never had a business and they don't understand. Sometimes in order to get rid of something, you sell it at a loss or donate it.
Yeah.
Recoup part of what you can.
That is such a, okay, so many of them go around hunting clearance. Do they even realize what clearance is? This is items that are timed out or taking up valuable shelf space, and these companies have decided that they've sold enough of them or this product didn't move, and they're going to sell it at cost or loss or whatever just to make it go away to get to the next item. I don't think resellers stop and understand a lot of stuff that they buy. Even though there's a national demand for it, and maybe not a demand in your area, it's still a product that's considered at that unit or that store. It's considered a failed product for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they've had 100 of them. There's only 10 left, and they've really done really well, and it's not a failed product. But that shelf space is so valuable. So, what is your shelf space worth, Dave? What's your shelf space worth back there?
What's it worth?
All your widgets.
A lot.
So Chastity's been parting out small appliances because of the big cooking holidays upon us. People need replacement parts. Absolutely. One thing that really sells is those little cookie guns, the little discs that go in them.
Yeah.
You can ship them in a 6x9 envelope. Hopefully, y'all still got some from Walmart when they were like a 15 pack was like $1.25. I've still got the thing left over. Lawrence, there's no bad question, Lawrence. If whatever questions you got, man, we're willing to talk about anything. Everybody was new once, so there's not a bad question. The one thing I got
a question for you
is when we bring new. Let me finish my speech.
Yeah.
When new people come in and ask questions, it really reinforces in our minds, and really, I've learned a lot just for having questions from new people. I've changed what I do sometimes. I've learned. Because a new person doesn't have any preconceived ideas, and we'll go, well, why don't we try it this way? And that's the older guys to go, Well, I'll be damned. Never thought of that. I mean, Dave and I we've laughed at this. We've done this so much.
Huh?
And so whatever questions you got, man, ask away. All right, Jake.
Since when is parcel select faster than ground advantage?
Okay, then what's the difference between partial select and ground advantage? You're on Amazon because Amazon's full of.
I'm on Eco.
Yeah, because Amazon is not. Their systems are not. How can this multi-billion-dollar corporation can't figure out the post? You'll get the same thing. Why do I get first class and ground advantage, and they have different days? I get the same thing.
Yeah, it's two. It's one deliver. Well, one I do know. Parcel select would not normally deliver on a Saturday if I remember the rules correctly, but ground advantage cubic would. But for whatever reason, it's a 2-day difference. I don't know why.
I bet you wore the batteries out in the parking lot, Connie.
Right.
Although I got a feeling, Connie, you don't need them in the parking lot. You just drive a manual car, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That'll solve some of your problems right there. Just start the car and try to put it in gear. Yeah, RG, I've noticed that too. Sometimes there's a little bit of a price difference in the first class and ground advantage, which makes no sense because they're supposed to be the same thing. And I think, Dave, didn't you say that they had 90 days to complete the full switch? There's after 90 days, that's what your wife was saying. They're not supposed to use anything but ground advantage.
Yeah.
When is the 90 days? We're coming up on it, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's coming up.
It was in September, so it'll be sometime.
There's no reason Amazon shouldn't have it.
But Vico, which is an Amazon company, it's completely switched over already. I'm shipping a 3-ounce item, and it's everything else is gone except for media, mail, parcel, and ground, and the regular stuff. But
I have noticed that, like on some instances, UPS is starting to kind of come back. It have to be like an 8-cent difference from ground advantage. Like they're trying to compete.
Yeah, so UPS has come up with a newer program that eBay. eBay. You don't get this. So, folks, if you're not checking out prices for UPS on Pirate Ship or some other third-party platform, you're not getting the true discount. UPS on smaller items is extremely competitive with ground advantage, and a lot of times it's cheaper. And I get free pickups, so I don't have to take it anywhere other than request a pickup.
You talking about UPS ground or ground advantage?
UPS.
Yeah.
UPS.
They also have that UPS ground saver on UPS now. Is that what?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the discount we're getting. The label looks the same, but it's still.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know who's worse, Connie or James. Lord have mercy. Just the mental image you've got to come up with, James, to type out that comment is it's out there. Uh-oh, Todd's only 10 from the money.
Ooh.
Go all in and see if you can get there.
Yeah.
No, I'm hanging on. Let the other losers lose.
There's just so Lawrence, one thing I'll tell you is shipping is the biggest opportunity and threat to your business as a reseller. You've got to know what you're doing with shipping. You can lose your ass and everything in shipping, and I would challenge you, if you don't lose on a couple of products, you're not doing it right. In the beginning, if you don't reinforce, you've got to understand how important it is, and most people learn by, you're only gonna piss on an electric fence once.
You can have pickups for ground advantage at home.
Yeah.
2 Hip Chicks was saying you can't. Oh.
Yeah. So Robert, the other rate that I've been seeing, has anybody else seen it? Is ground advantage cubic. Have y'all seen that on Pirate Ship? So there's a new category called ground advantage cubic, and I got to do some investigating to figure out what the actual hell it is. But I've gotten it a few times.
Yeah. So I'm looking at one example on and this is on Pirate Ship because I use Vico and I use Pirate Ship some too. I have a package going from Virginia to Texas. It's 15 ounces, and I get ground advantage for $5.04, and then priority mail is $8.41. UPS ground saver at $8.84, and then regular UPS ground at $10.90. And so, I mean, that's the ground advantage on USPS is practically half of UPS ground.
Yeah.
So
So
$5.
Two Hip Chicks is saying that they
can't refuse service. So I mean, if you're doing it online and you're submitting it and your area is approved, they can't not do it. The minute you do the request, it shows up. They're obligated to complete the request.
Yeah.
So
now there are some restrictions on it.
I would escalate that up to a postmaster.
They won't pick up if it won't let you do a request. At least in my area, if you don't have at least either a ground advantage, a priority.
Yeah, they give you like all the options. So you at least have to have one of those packages.
Yeah, one of the package types that they allow.
It's pretty much with ground advantage. It's everything now. I mean, there's nothing that they won't.
Yeah. So the Two Hip Chicks live in kind of in the country, smaller town, and so they said a post office is hit or miss anywhere they even show up or not.
So they're all bound by the same rules.
Yeah. Well, but it probably still does make a difference too, because a lot of postal carriers are just contract workers. They're not official employees. They're like technically third-party contractors.
Now I can understand if you're trying to ship like a lot of stuff and the vehicle can't carry it, that would be one reason for refusal. But that's
you already know how many you have because you disclose how many packages and how much weight and all that.
Yeah. Jeremy, either she carries a computer around her neck, or Jennifer has like 10 or 12 battery packs and run her phone. I see her at just either I go to too many chats or Jennifer goes to too many chats, one or the other.
Yes.
And there's only like 3 or 4 people I even go to anyway. 1, 2. Oh, I forgot. Do I count Todd and Tom as people's chats I go to since I'm on the show? I don't count them. And Craig too. Damn, I get tired of seeing your face, Craig. Even if you come in as whatever the hell your other name is.
Hey, so with this flip thing, if I mark something sold on flip, will it do it on all the other?
Yeah, you'll see it where it says it'll put through the little words to the side saying it's been delisted here, delisted here. It tells you as it does it.
All right.
So Jay, is that true, Dave? If you go and register a complaint online, people's ass start getting chewed because it goes to supervisors and shit.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, I would approach the postmaster. I mean, they're the ones running the show there, and be like, "What the hell?"
I know every time I've ever addressed any sort of issue with my postmaster, they're very attentive. Like they want to make absolutely sure you don't go above. Yeah.
And I know a lot of this because my wife has worked for the post office for like 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
Retro Tech guy, I haven't seen Craig today. At least you've got a different color shirt on it in this picture. So Lawrence wants to know if for title descriptions on listings are very specific descriptions or generic. The more specific you can be, the better. Generic will just get you a lot of impressions or stuff, and you'll end up. Supposedly the way this algorithm works is if your listings are seen but not clicked on, you're pushed out as less desirable. And also for customers, you want them a reason to click on it. So if I'm looking for a 1974 white redline Mustang, whatever the hell this thing's called, Mustang Shocker, I don't want to see the one from 1981. There's one in 84. I want to see the 74 because I want to see the red line. So if I had this one, I would definitely put on there 1974, made in Hong Kong, because they weren't made in Hong Kong in the 80s. White shocker, because this one's worth 50. The other ones are worth. You could use them as roller skates. Same thing as this one. If I listed this Charger, I would definitely list it as the purple one because the color is extremely important on red lines. If you know red lines, this is the odd color. Even banged up, this one's worth 25 to 30. So being specific narrows down, and really for a customer that's looking, that's the weakness of where the search has gone. Is people are trying to, the more generic they go, they think that they're going to get more people to click on it. But if you're not specific enough, you're not going to. That's why this, you want Google and all these places that when they index to be able to find your item, not you're one of a part of items.
Two Hip Chicks, are you guys in like a really rural area? Like you might have a rural carrier, which is a separate contract.
Well, she said that they also understaffed, so the route's not being manned by the same person over and over.
Well, if you're really rural, you'll have a rural carrier, and they're a completely separate contract. They have different rules. They pull their own shit. A little different, but they're all still bound to the same system.
Mayberry.
Gutted. I did get over to Bonanza. I have all my listings over there. I have 25 I need to fix because they. So the thing about Bonanza, we talked about it a couple days ago. Once you uplist your listings to Bonanza and then give them a few days, once they're indexed to Google, Google will tell them which ones they reject. And so you will get a note on your account saying 25 listings are rejected by Google Ads or Google whatever. So, and it'll tell you why. And so to give you the opportunity, people go, but I don't sell anything through Google. Every time you get a guest listing, you'd be amazed. Go search for something, type it in Google, and hit shopping. You'll be amazed how much eBay shows up. eBay indexes very well on eBay and Amazon way more, but still eBay, especially the more used something is, your items. And so, the old theory used to be it takes, they tell you it takes 30 days to truly index with Google. That's horseshit. It's about 24 hours max. So you want the first 24 hours, if your items are not showing up over there. The one thing I can tell you is if they're not optimized for Google, they're probably not optimized for eBay either because eBay has set up its rules to optimize over there. So if you've got a bunch of listings that you don't know are not there, so what if you only sell 1 or 2 items a month on Bonanza? That's a great service to understand how check the quality of your listings based on how they index on Google. So yes, mine are over there. Yeah, I have 25 to fix. Yeah, Lawrence, the USPS is a mess. Good luck trying to find somebody or do any of that kind of craziness. Fire somebody.
Yeah.
The ones here are always shorthanded. We get a different driver all the time. I'm 3 miles from the post office. I take my stuff.
Yeah.
I can tell you where the package is, Juggler. It's on its way to an auction site for people to bid on it. That's where it is. Lost mail. Have y'all not seen these people on YouTube buying lost mail and opening it up to see what they got and showing it on video? Have y'all not seen these people?
Goes to Atlanta.
Yeah, it does. I bet it goes to several big cities. I can't imagine it all goes to Atlanta.
Correct.
Atlanta does have one for the South.
Yeah, Atlanta's the largest one, but I think there is a secondary one. All the Postmaster General inspections happen in Atlanta. I've had an incoming package. Had an incoming package that came from Amazon that got redirected through the inspection for Postmaster General, and it was opened, repackaged, and then sent back on because it was supposed to be out for delivery the next day, and all of a sudden it was in Atlanta. I'm like, wait, what? And then when I got it, it had been inspected.
Yeah.
That's
So there's a minor sort center in Huntsville. They do a slight bit of sorting, but most of it goes to Birmingham. You're talking about a government entity set up by government employees. Why did they do what they do? Because they do what they were told to do. That's all they do. They're not going to go over the board or anything else. They're going to do what they were told. That's the requirement.
So I guess this thing doesn't delist it from Facebook Marketplace. It says it does, but you still got to go in and tell it to item sold or remove it.
You have to do it manually until it's sold, and then it's supposed to remove it from everything.
The other platforms, it just did it right away. So that's cool.
No problem, Lawrence. If I can't figure it out, or one of these other guys can't figure it out, somebody in the chat. There's some smart folks in the chat. If you just ignore James W., there's some smart folks in the chat. James W. is just here for comic relief because he's one funny individual in his chat. He's here for our entertainment pleasure. Yeah. Chastity said, "What is the Hunley movie?"
What? Oh, the Hunley.
No, I'm looking at it. It's got a picture of a submarine on it, but it does have a. It's a Confederate. It's a Confederate hat and a Union hat, but you can't really tell what they are. You can kind of tell make out their Civil War. The Hunley, that's right. That was that submarine one. Who was in it? Beauregard who? Oh, General Beauregard. So the neighborhood that I lived in Wilmington, my mother still lives in that neighborhood. All the streets are named after Confederate generals. There's a Beauregard Street. We lived on Long Street. Robert E. Lee is the main one that goes through. Imagine that. My grandparents lived on the neighborhood's Pine Valley. They lived on one of the few streets not named after a general. They lived on the main Pine Valley Drive. So for about 6 years when we lived in North Carolina, my grandparents and my mother and my family lived in the same neighborhood. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, best buddy?
Oh.
Hey, there's Dave. What you want to tell Dave? There's Dave.
Tell me. Come on, let me have it.
Stevie, what you want to tell Dave? What was that? Fuck Dave. What?
What?
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. What? Hey, was it you who was whenever we were watching some YouTube guys, the Amazon guy? Didn't you watch the DC Picker with me? He at the end of the show he would pick somebody that he didn't like their comment or he didn't like another reseller, and he
Yeah.
ran on the last 10 minutes. It would be the fuck that guy of
Yeah.
the week.
Yeah.
I met him in Cincinnati. I'm looking at him. I'm listening to him. I'm like, DC Picker, what? And he goes, most people remember me because the last 10 minutes of the show, I'm like, fuck that guy. And he's like, he was laughing. He goes, that's me. I had the fuck that guy segment.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't see any flag. Unless they're saying it's something about the Civil War, I don't really see any reason why.
Yeah.
Brenda, man, a couple of years ago when COVID hit, I had so many packages get lost in Philadelphia that never came out of that hellhole.
So I got the post office sending me emails still for a package that's probably almost a year now that they had lost, paid me out on the claim for, but still continue to send me this friendly email. We're working diligently to find your package. Like, great, keep up the good work. Send it
A
back.
computerized message that comes every 2 weeks, right?
I'm gonna laugh when they find that thing in another year and send it back to me.
But I will give the post office credit. Brand Advantage has been a huge success for resellers. I mean, it is significantly better. If you ship anything to Alaska, or Hawaii, or Puerto Rico, we didn't have ground service to any of those, and now we do. I don't want to know how that we get ground service to Hawaii.
You figured it out. It's submarines.
Yeah, submarines on the bottom.
You make a plane and write ground on the side of it. That's how you do it.
Jesus, walked
You
it
think
over.
that you think they figure it out? Ground. But it's significant. The cost savings is significant in Alaska, especially because ground to Alaska. If you don't realize how far Alaska is away,
It's very far.
It's made a huge impact for hazmat. It was impossible to sell a can of spray paint or something like that for under $9 shipping before. Now you can.
Yeah, I sell stuff to Parker Schnabel all the time.
and it's because if you're driving from Alabama to Alaska and you think, well, maybe Seattle, I don't think Seattle's even halfway yet.
Seattle? Yeah, not even close.
Not even close.
Because I think once you get to Seattle, you still got 2,000 miles to drive, I think.
Well, I'd say it's at least that far.
All right, folks, this old man's going to bed.
Right on, man. Take it easy.
Thanks, Scott. Awesome chat.
From Seattle to the border of Alaska is 1,800 to 1,900 miles.
Is that up like near the middle of the state where the junction is?
Yeah,
put it on a cruise ship and go up there with the COVID.
You still got a couple more. You still got a couple more miles to go. Let's do drive. So if I'm driving from, no, you're close to halfway. Huntsville to Seattle is 2,500 miles. Holy crap!
Yeah, that's far.
So to get from Seattle to Anchorage, Seattle will be halfway from here. Just think about that. Driving nearly all the way across the United States of America, you're halfway to get to Anchorage. Damn. It's crazy. All right, we have room on the board. And since Jacob is not old, y'all don't have to be old. Yeah, for a second, I'm up for it, man. Hell, I drove all the way back from Arizona. How many miles was that in one damn day? 25 hours straight. It's like 1,700 miles or 1,800 miles in one day.
That's too many perfectly placed widgets. An overabundance of them, let's say.
I know when I was in Alaska, we drove 2,200 miles in 7 days or 7 or 8 days. That was ridiculous.
Did you go all the way up to the Arctic Circle?
No, not quite. No, we started in Anchorage and ended back up in Anchorage, but we hit
Because there's that crazy road that's it's one of the most dangerous roads in America. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, no, we didn't go that one because we would have had to have let's see, our friends who live up there said we would have had to have 3 more days to do that, I think, because the way we went was essentially almost a circle. We went across and then down to Valdez and then back up and then around to Fairbanks and North Pole, and then across the Denali, formerly known as Mount McKinley, I guess, and then back down around Talkeetna and then back down to Anchorage.
Where did John? What little town did John live in?
We know that one eBay seller, not eBay seller, that one Amazon seller that's in Palmer. That's just outside of Anchorage. We drove through there.
So where did I start? Oh, shut up, Tom. I'm not going to.
Or was it Wasilla, Dave? Was it Wasilla or Palmer? Which are both next to each other.
So John was in Laughlin, Arizona. I left Laughlin, Arizona, which you can hit California with a golf ball, I think. It's that close.
Yeah.
And drove to Huntsville in one day. It's like 25 hours, 30 minutes. That was stupid. Don't recommend that.
Oh yeah. That was like me driving through the rain coming back from Colorado, remember? Decided to drive through the pass in the rain, blew out a window in the van.
You blew a window?
I had some product shift and I guess it got like hung up on the thing and like pulled on the little back quarter panel window and blew out glass everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kept trucking through, man. I drove from there home to LA and that was
I had not developed my coffee drinking.
The black dog for sure, like.
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm probably better this time. I could probably do it better this year because I drink a lot. I taught myself to drink coffee.
Yeah. I don't know. When we were younger, I mean, that was different. I think as we're getting older, it's probably not a good idea to be pushing. That's what I learned from that last run. I was like, I'm not a young buck anymore.
Did you hear Todd ask you earlier if that was your grandkid?
Nah. Well, how old do you think I am? Good God. Jesus. Not that old. I got a lot of miles on me, but I'm not that old. That's funny.
I think it was mostly just being funny. You just wanted to say something.
We switched off. What's up, Franklin? You back? So he earned his new worst packing experience ever this week. Shipped a glass top end table coast to coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. So John Flipping Ain't Easy was on tonight. He finally decided to upgrade to a Better Pack 550, and it came smashed. And,
no!
That reminded me of the great experience of the ceiling tiles of the bed sheet. Nothing will ever beat that story for packing. I mean, I get it. They pack in cereal boxes and beer containers and everything else. But when you ship out a 45-pound tape machine and your packing materials are old ceiling tiles and a fitted bed sheet, and you're shocked that it arrived smashed.
Yeah.
Which
Which one of us was the one that got the tiles? Or did you get tiles?
I got tiles.
And I got the bed sheet. Whichever one
I
it
got
was.
both. Did you get bed sheet too? I got
think
both.
I think I got bed sheets, and I know I got tiles because I remember it was all. I had to like vacuum it out.
We had to vacuum it out because it was just covered in that. The tiles just crumbled.
Yeah. Well, the box was half destroyed.
See, Jacob brought one from the same person, so
yeah,
you probably still got yours.
I do. Yeah, still sitting there. Still does everything I need it to do, and I can't really, as little as I use it, which I mean I do use it some. Little as I use it, I can't justify buying a brand new one.
I got tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big clunker. Other than that, it's fine.
Between the paper tape machine and the air pillow machine, those are my two best friends.
Same. Yeah, I could do without the air pillow machine. I could do without that.
Everything
but I could not do without the paper tape machine, especially because I ship a lot of tree cuttings, and those are heavy, and I have to have good solid taped boxes. I can't depend on plastic tape.
Look who's back. Everybody who has showed up since I was here, Les. What up?
Has he calmed down now?
Franklin? As long as I don't mash that button over there, he don't care.
Oh.
I'll do it.
If I mash the button with the dog with the green eyes, he hates that. Eric Gunter, that's crazy.
Yeah, I sell tree cuttings, Jack. I don't know who that is, but yeah, I sell
Farsight. He's been around quite a while.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the same account. I think he was saying that he lost some accounts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm 100% right, and I think calling these folks out and doing whatever, these people are just terrible. So you're finally breaking into it?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, he's got an iMac in his hands. It's basically like a large iPad. It's got two-sided tape, right? That's holding it together.
Foam tape, yeah.
Foam tape. You got in order to get into it, you've got to cut your way into it without destroying it.
Yeah, and you got to be careful you don't stick it in too far. So that's utility knife is for me. Other than buying that expensive $20 roller wheel cutter thing.
Most of you in the chat have never heard that, so there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good joke, and nobody got it. Don't stick it in too far. There you go. Yeah. Nobody ever heard that. All right, Brenda, what's your great news? Brandon, so his tree cuttings. So tell him how you pack them. Brandon wants to know how you pack a tree cutting.
Use a box.
I put them in a box, yes. Or a bubble mailer. No, I sell willow cuttings, and they're a particular variety that's supposedly it's one of the top 5 fastest growing trees in the world. But the willow cuttings, I cut them 8 to 10 inch cuttings, depending on the listing, and ship them all over the world. But they're heavy, so they add up very, very quick. Some of them I do ship them up to 18 inch cuttings as well. So those are the real heavy ones, the heavy hitters, and they grow much faster. But there's an economy of scale that people like the 8 to 10 inch cuttings because they can get 50 or 20, 50 or 100 for a lot cheaper than they can the big ones.
So do you wrap them like any kind of moist paper towels or anything, or do you have anything? They just are.
In the summertime or in the heat, I will put either a trash bag or something if depending on where they're going, little scenarios there. But for the most part, they do better just in a box without plastic. Let them breathe a little bit. Now, if they're small packages, small amounts like 20 cuttings, those usually go into a poly bag. 8 to 10 inches, but cut. Plenty for everyone. Anyone? Oh my.
Oh,
No complaints there.
yeah, Eric, same thing. And we when we hung out this stuff in person when he lived here for several years, it was never politics, never. Because as far right as I am, he was as far left. So that was, but it just goes to show in this day and time, so many people, you know, you you gotta hate somebody because you don't see because something that's done with politics is different.
In case you wanted to know what 8 to 10 inches looks like,
it's just insane, and it's getting worse and worse every day. Where you're taught to hate somebody based on their beliefs, and we are more alike for most people than we are different, and it's just, you find common ground and don't worry about the stupidity.
Do you send instructions with those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get wet, dip in ground.
Yeah. He actually has a Facebook group that does all about the willows, and he answers questions and does stuff over there. So
just if you want to find the group, I just have to do a request to join. But I'll type it in the chat so it's
yeah, Brandon, that's the one with little to no cost. There's you can if you can find a way, you can truly sell anything. It's the limit. Your limit as a reseller and what you can sell is right here. It's between your ears. You truly anything's available. It's out there. I hear so many times people saying there's nothing in my area to resell. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you're willing to go out and find right now. There's nothing. It's not important to you yet to go find what it is. There's stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere if you're looking.
Yeah, forest actually willows are good for cloning.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So this will become a new tree. Yeah, that's exactly what these are for. These are for growing into another tree.
How long does it take to root?
5 days if the temperature is correct. Yeah, if all conditions are correct, they'll be ready for planting in 10 days.
It's awesome.
And how much do they grow in a year? That size?
So this, in perfect optimal conditions, I have grown at least once one of these size cuttings into an 18-foot tree from 1st of March to the 1st of October, same year. 18 foot.
Wow.
But what's the average? More like 12?
I say it's 7 to 15, 10 foot per year average. And a lot of it depends. It's Austree, Brenda. AUSTRE. Austree hybrid willows. They're a sterile willow. So they're a hybrid between the I forget how to pronounce it, but it starts with the letter M, and the golden willow, the golden Chinese willow. It's a sterile hybrid. So the only way to replicate these is by cuttings.
Yeah, there's crazy money in that. You kind of got me off on that when I first learned about your business. I started looking into what people are making money on, and wow, there's some plants out there that are worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah. What they grow in Arizona, well, it depends really on if you're willing to water them the first year to get them established. That's the big thing.
Yeah. Willows
love water, but don't have to have water long term. But they certainly need water to get started. So you can plug these straight into the ground as long as you water them every day. For my instructions say 90 days. That's probably a little overkill, but I always want to make sure that feel safe.
Yeah.
Are these spoiled rotten?
But yeah, I've shipped these as far as Australia. I shipped 1,000 of these cuttings in a single order to Australia one time. I've shipped them to Ireland. One time I shipped them to Spain. It was some castle, some ginormous castle, because I always Google the address if it's some strange place. I'll Google the address.
That's cool.
But yeah, I've shipped them all kinds of interesting places. And what I'll try to do usually is 3 to 4 months later, I'll send them a handwritten letter to see how they're doing. If I, because, and that's one of the advantages of having Pirate Ship or Vico, is it keeps my addresses in there.
Yeah.
I did when I was in Alaska. I planted some of these, and then a year and a half later, when I went back, several of them were still alive. Now they did not grow 10 feet a year or anything close to it. They were
cold.
essentially, yeah, the cold and it breaks them down in the wintertime. So they're not ideal for Alaska, but they were two of them were still alive. And so technically they could grow there, but I wouldn't recommend it.
That's
so what's the growth? What's the temperature range that they like?
So the zones, zone 10 up to about 4 or whatever. Yeah. 10 to 4. I'm at 6.5, zone 6.5 or 6,
I need to get
8,
some.
whatever it's called. Forget.
No, I'll never
6,
see the
8.
airport again.
Yeah. Who doesn't Google the cool addresses? Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
And
then one of them I sent a pretty large order to Pakistan as well, and one of them was to a tiny little farm in rural Ireland. That one was kind of interesting.
So how do you find out what weather, what temperature number you're in?
Just do a USDA zone map.
Yeah. I've looked that up before.
But a lot of it's really dependent more on a balance of water and temperature, because if it's really hot, you got to have more water for them to like it. I've got people in my group that grow these all the way down at the tip of Florida, and they do well there, as long as it's not salty. They do not like salty, marshy. They like marshy, but not salty marshy.
We're 7 here, so
Okay, yeah. Yep.
same as you. Or it looks like no, you're
I'm
much
6.
closer. You're close. Well, I'd be the same thing because we're only 12 miles from Tennessee, which is all 6. So
Yeah, I'm 6A, 6B, whatever it is.
They
interesting.
grow in the desert.
I mean, they have to have water. They
I guess yeah. If you give enough water, I mean, would they hold up in that condition? 118, 120. Like.
I don't know. I guess I better say I don't know.
Yeah.
I've tried to do some testing. One of the reasons I took some to Alaska when I went up there. Jack is asking if I do eBay. Yes, I sell on eBay, or I sell directly as well.
Yeah, Brandon, I can't tell you how much money Pirate Ship has saved me, but just the cubic shipping in general. I kind of went on a rant against eBay Wednesday and really talked about why they don't offer cubic shipping. If eBay wants us to stay and use their shipping, because they do make some money on it, because Pirate Ship's not doing this for nothing. Right. How hard can it be to introduce cubic shipping? It just can't be that damn difficult. And so until they fall in line, and now we're getting better UPS rates. Now I'm saving money on Brown Advantage Cubic on the UPS and on cubic shipping for priority. Yeah, good luck. And all I gotta do is hit a couple buttons, and I've got a scan sheet for the post office.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you're taking your packages in, the scan sheet.
All right, Farsax. There's the link to the Facebook group. You can get a lot of information there.
Thank you, Scott.
He heard it. What'd you hear, boy? But door, buddy. It's that mean old Dave guy. Larry, I'm gonna work all day tomorrow and Sunday to get this office where it's supposed to be. So I won't be finished with organizing the other storage building. I'll work on it probably Wednesday after the show. But I'm gonna rearrange this tomorrow. Gary, what's up, man? I need to send you a text, Gary. I'll grow some shit. Send me some seeds.
Yeah.
Johnny will just kill it. All right, Brandon. Good talking to you tonight, buddy. Have a good one. Garden Resale Thrifts. That's another new name. Or so Eric says they get that's crazy. They still gotta be scanned at some point.
I don't know about that.
You know, my postal workers are always happy. If I bring more than 2-3 packages, they love if I bring a.
So Eric, I bet it's who you talk to. If you talk to the person running the counter, they want the scan sheet because it makes their job easier. You talk to the postmaster, he's trying to maximize.
Well, my post office, we just drop. They got labeled carts already ready to go for whatever service priority, ground. And then you just ring the bell, the girl comes out, scans the sheet, and you're on your way.
Where are you going, buddy?
Oh, so you drop it in individual areas, separated out?
No, in the back, on the dock. They just send us to the dock. They have a bunch of parking spaces back there. You can park, drop them and everything. You're making sure how your packages go in the cart, and then they got a little bell. You ring it, and the girl comes out and goes, "Oh, no problem." Scans your sheet. Boom, you're on your way. Never even have to go in the front door.
So his postal light says better to scan each package. I just don't have that many problems with packages. Like today I had like 3 on eBay, so I just did them through eBay because they didn't qualify for any. They were first class, and I had that Amazon scan sheet, so I just gave them all to me. So they didn't even scan the eBay packages. I just don't worry. And I for 6 weeks to the end of the year, I carry scan sheets, and I'll fill up on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'll fill up boxes on the back porch of the post office. I'll just take him a scan sheet inside. I mean, we have a 1-window post office. They don't want me to bring 50 or 60 packages in there and have every one of them scanned. I can promise you.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suck.
So why is eBay not? I've seen people talk about it the last few days. What is the reasoning? Maybe 2 hip chicks, if you ladies are still here. Why uranium glass? Why are they not wanting it to be sold?
Yeah, that's weird.
All right, I just added whoever requested to join. So if anybody else requests to join, I'll be glad to add you in.
Yeah, in case y'all are wondering, Jacob started this group on Facebook. It's his group on Facebook.
Yeah,
you've got quite a few people in there, right?
A few hundred.
350 must be probably 3 now because you added another one.
That's definitely interesting. You've run me through the whole process on growing, harvesting, the whole 9.
It releases something in the air when broken. Yeah, so do my ass cheeks. So they understood it to be because of health, radioactivity, and health issues. So I Googled it for the Washington Post article. The level of radioactivity varies by piece, ranging from less than 1% up to 25% by weight. There is no recognized danger to handling or using uranium blast.
Yeah, tell that to eBay.
So it's not, but they don't recommend you use it for food or drink consumption.
Well, we know Fart Sack Jack's real name, or maybe at least their Facebook name now.
It's not Farsack.
It's not Jack.
Not Jack.
Damn it, Jack! You've been lying to us all these years. What the fuck? Yeah. It's probably safer than a cell phone for sure.
Yeah.
That's 100% correct. Leaded crystal. Franklin, you having fun out here in the building? I told you I was gonna make more space. You can wander around.
He's just chilling.
He's like, I don't want to exercise. That sounds like work.
Yeah, lap dog.
He's always sitting on top of somebody. Usually it's Johnny. This little dog loves him some Johnny.
Yeah.
So she had a good day today for all of you to keep up with. You know, she'll come in every now and then. This week is her 5-year anniversary of finding out that she had cancer and triple negative breast cancer. So one of the ladies who she volunteers with every week yesterday when they on their shift brought her roses to celebrate. They have a pink fire truck that comes out this this month of every year, and so she was all excited that she went and signed the fire truck. All the cancer survivors that are able to get over there, try to get over there and sign the fire truck every year. So that was pretty neat. And again, thank you everyone who sent her little thing. Her wish list is still in all my descriptions. Who sent her snacks? It's been overwhelming. She just carries tons of snacks with her every Tuesday and Thursday to give out. Awesome. So if you're not aware, and this is your first time in, welcome to the show. Thanks for staying with us this long. My wife is a breast cancer survivor, and she was already disabled for her back. She's had 17 surgeries in the 35 years we've been together, and she's facing 2 more because she's got carpal tunnel on both hands that they got to fix, plus cataracts. So I'm talking about carpal tunnel surgery, the first one early next year. But she volunteers at the cancer center where she got her treatment in the infusion unit. I tell people she's an airline stewardess. She walks around pushing the snack cart and talking to everyone. There are 72 infusion chairs that turn over 3 to 4 times a day. And so the company already spends $1 million. I'm sorry, $100,000 a month. So it's over $1 million a year on snacks. So that they can only do so much, and so the volunteers try to bring a little bit of extra, and it gives her an opportunity. She loves talking to people, and she loves telling her story, and providing some hope to people that are. We were there. It's the first time through that, and even going through that, it's not a nice thing. So Jeremy says you'd have to grind up uranium glass and snort it for it to have an effect. Have you still not gotten into that?
Oh, I was distracted with
the cuttings
and other things.
Yeah.
And you have to like be very gentle because you can't stick it too far. Remember, can't stick it in too far.
Oh, careful. See, is the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah, I remember that, Gary, but I didn't hear the part about he had that phone against his head. People don't realize those brick phones like that were a lot more powerful than what I think the phones are today.
A giant battery.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were up to 4 watts or something like that, some crazy amount.
Yeah. Those were gnarly.
Yes, and now I have an email. I have to sit down and read it again about arranging this area. Jovial Juggler is very good at organizing, and so I'm going to take her advice and help lay this building out, part of it anyway, and figure out the rest.
Reboot.
I think the only problem I've got is I need to see. I don't know if this desk fits over there. If I put the full, I need to take measure. After the show. I'll play tape measure. I need some of that squared off paper so I can do it to some sort of scale.
What are you talking about? The other side of it by the door, or to the right?
Yeah, so put this over by the door, and then bringing those two, one here and one there,
Yeah.
and moving that one down. It's gonna be close. So that's 2, that's 4, that's 6. Yeah, it'll be close. Might put this desk like up against the door when you come in, but that's still fine.
Yeah.
And it means these will go to the other side then, or somewhere. I need to clean this one out. It's just if you don't use that's the bad thing about filing cabinets. They're great for storage if you can use them. That one there is full of CDs. I've got all my listed CDs in there because it's the half drawer filing cabinets. But this one is just full of I don't have anywhere to put this. Stick it in there. There's Alabama stuff everywhere. What are you talking about?
Everywhere.
There's even an Alabama gnome up staring at me right there. Franklin, we got to get the gnome.
You got a gnome?
If my beard was just a little bigger, I could make it white. That could be me right there.
Yeah.
If I could get him to hold a gun like this one, you can. If you go online, you can get your own Funko made of yourself. And then there's I know you want to see this, Gary. Ooh. I mean, does everybody not have a picture of Paul Bear Bryant beside their desk? Am I the only one that has a picture of Paul Bryant by their desk?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You are the only one.
Did you just say who?
I'm getting booted.
Yes, Gary, that is neon. I've got one that's got a bad. I've got another one over there too, but it's got a bad transistor or something. It won't come on.
It's open.
More or less tells you need a new blade right as you pop it open.
Oh, maybe no. I don't need a new blade. I was just being extremely careful about how much.
So what are you looking to upgrade? You upgrading the hard drive and the RAM, or just the hard drive?
Both, yeah, I'll do both. I'll do a solid state. I don't think it has a solid state in it now. This is a 2012, and I've got two of these exact identical ones. The other one's sitting right there. Got two exact identical ones, so I'm doing the first one and see how it does, and then I'll do the other. Do one at a time.
Of course, when somebody says, "Do you want them?" Of course, you say yes.
Do I what?
Do you want them?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The answer is always, "Do you want this?" I'm about to get rid of this Mac. Do you want it? Yes, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. For free.
Yeah.
So if you guys are winning guys and don't understand, I mean, so I guess it was last weekend. I bought the $7 MacBook. I was trying to get it had Linux on it, and so we used one of these guys. And Jacob, after I kept screwing something up, we played share screen, and he's like, after about 3 minutes, he's like, "Oh, that's what's wrong with it. Change that." And it made it bootable, and then we loaded up, put the operating system back on it. And so I was smart enough to figure it out the second time when I rebooted my 11. So that 2011 it went up to High Sierra, which is, I don't know, 6 years ago, the updates, but it's still running Safari and Chrome, and it's a nice little computer for surfing the internet. I did my shipping on it today just to test it. Yeah, Windows 11. I've got a Windows computer inside, but I don't like Windows.
I haven't tried 11 yet.
I do like 11 better than I like 10. Mine in the house does have 11 on it, but it's very nice if you to do everything. If you type something in the phone, it's on every computer. All your pictures are on every computer.
Yeah.
See, Gary still got a 2012 Mac. That's what that one is, right?
Yep. I have two 2012 iMacs, and then my other MacBook Pro is a 2012, late 2012. All of them are. But I just bought the 2019. So that's what the one that I'm actually on the show on is the 2019.
The same as mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the last one before they went to the M1 Zilke.
Mm-hmm. I just upgraded it last night to Sonoma. It works beautifully. Oh, by the way, that fixed the issue of the Dybo software for whatever reason.
So they want to show them the inside of the Mac. Sure, you can see the inside. He'll figure it out. It's hard.
I'm almost have the cables unplugged, so as soon as I do, I'll just show you the whole thing.
So is that one, or was that before they started soldering everything in?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The it's not soldered in.
I think they did MacBooks and they did iMacs at different times when they soldered in.
Very much so. Yeah. So the 2012 was the last MacBook Pro that you could upgrade without,
the RAM, right? I think you can still get the hard drive till 15.
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
or RAM. One or vice versa. I forget which one it was.
I looked into upgrading a 15 in there, and that was the last year you could do the hard drive.
All right, so there's the back. There's the back of the screen. The it's connected by two cables. Okay, all right. Let me set this over here.
Yeah, so my iMac over there is a 13, which is the year after his, and I've got it running the latest 13.6, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
So there's the rest of it. Hit myself with it.
Which one is this one running?
What are you
Yeah.
talking
So you're up with me then. This one's on Sonoma 14.1. Is that what you're on?
I'm on 14.0.
Yeah, this one's I'm on 14.1. I'm in. It's the whatever they're called, beta testers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm just on the standard one.
So toys, Yellow Dot and Blue Star are buy one get one 70% off. Then 75 for 25. And
The what?
toys are glitching and taking. Gary, that's one of the bigger things that makes a difference. Is it doesn't make as big a difference as upgrading your hard drive. The hard drive really, the speed of the hard drives now are so much faster. It makes a big difference than that and the old turning drive. But then the RAM, so it can handle more stuff. I tried to buy on my computer. She's talking about Gary. She's talking about Dollar General. That's Dollar General tomorrow. We don't have any Dollar Generals around here, so.
Nah, here do I.
What?
No.
I probably have 10 within 10 miles.
I think there's like 50 in the county.
Yeah, they're all far away here, out in the desert or Arizona.
Um,
On the moon.
Yeah.
But I've got the 2011. The only thing I've done to it is I bought it, but it has an i7 for the time and 16 gig of RAM on it. So I've put a hard drive in it, but it's an older one. I could probably get even more by the read write speed of these newer ones. I was just messing, Gary. We got Dollar General. It's required by law to build one every 2 miles in Alabama.
Now I just got to figure out where the RAM is. Ah, there it is. It's in the
Within a 5 mile circle, I think there's like 8 of them out here.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it's I can just
So anyway,
peeking out
so
right here.
Yeah.
the only thing that might be on an 2015 iMac, it might be maxed out on the updates it'll take. You know, they that might be the last year they cut off this year, so it won't run whatever the one before Sonoma is. But it'll run 12 all the way up to about 12.6. That's still a really nice computer, and that's still a really nice operating software. And if you've got an iPhone, it still does all the tricks with. The nice thing about Macs, and remember I told you I did all my shipping from the computer, the old 2011. All you do is on the printer that the printer is plugged into, you just click that it's available to be shared on your network, and then all your MacBooks can see that printer. All you gotta do is go in and add that printer like it'll say from whatever computer it's on, and you add that printer. And so I've got a label printer there, a Fomio label printer that every one of my Macs out here will print to that Fomio. The iPhone will not. It needs a network printer. But don't worry, I've got one of those sitting right there now. It is a Zebra.
It's actually easier on this one to replace the hard drive than it is the memory, according to iFixit. Yeah, I'll definitely be replacing both of them.
So what do you got to do? To just unsolder it and then resolder it?
No, it's no soldering. It's just the amount of screws that I still have to take apart because I'm going to have to take out this board. Then I have to take the hard drive, whatever holders out, and then this entire board has to come out. Then this guy over here has to come out, and then then the antennas have to be disconnected up there, and then I have to take some screws and lean this far enough forward, because right here is where the memory sticks are, but there's one that I can't get to without pulling it forward.
Yeah, it really takes a long time to run out of a. Like I say, my 2011 over there, what's it, 12 years old now, and it still works. You can run your entire eBay business, Amazon business on that computer and have no issues.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary, or Dawn. That's probably Dawn typing, because Mary would not buy a laptop. Who are we kidding? So this is dumb. I can get this stuff now. Hey, Franklin, you sit right here. All right. So last night I was working. This one gets listed tomorrow. It's Windows 8. It's a Lenovo. I always got Windows 10. It gets listed tomorrow. Trying to find a power supply, whatever I did with that one.
Go dog go. If you're gonna buy a newer MacBook, go buy the 2019. I only paid $625 for the 2019 with 32 gigs of RAM in it on eBay. So for that price,
I'm still in the process of working on these. There's 5 more right there.
Just push them to the front of the pile. There you go. Get them done.
all the Intel MacBook Pros and MacBooks are so cheap now because everything went to the M processor, the M1 and M2. So you can buy them cheap. And I just upgraded this one to Sonoma, which is the newest version. So I wouldn't hesitate to buy one of these.
I'm trying to figure out what to do with these. One of them's got a bad video card.
Can you still work on it? I mean, they're so solid. I mean, what's the point? You just use it till they're done. I mean, it's a MacBook. It doesn't go bad hardly ever. And if it does, you can't work. I mean, it's so little that it's going to be done anyway.
Here's 3 of the little mini ones.
Little netbooks.
One of them's a Chromebook, and that one's the little Acer one, and the little HP. They got the atoms in them. Atom processor.
Get them listed.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm taking this one as far apart as I'm going to take it apart tonight, because otherwise I won't remember how to get it, put it back together if I take it the rest of the way apart. Now that I have the screen off, which is the tedious part.
Take a video.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
I'm not going inside to get the 4 inside. There's 4 laptops sitting inside. I'm not going to get those.
And iFixit.com is your best friend when it comes to breaking these things apart, because it literally has pictures and steps and all of it. So if you ever want to take this apart or put it back together, it's super easy to follow because everything has a picture and everything has instructions.
Sports jokers, I don't have any information about the grandkids. It has been 2 years. It's been over 2 years. Dusty was 2 years in August. Tristan was September. I have not seen or heard or know anybody who's seen or heard. We kept up some with Dusty's sister for 4 or 5 months after all that happened, but then there was some little fighting within the family there, and then Dusty's father passed away, and we haven't had a lot of contact since then. The family has had so much in a 6 month period was really bad for that family. So, and that's without all these That's without all these. So Gary, he's got the same one I've got. I reckon I'd say exactly what he said. This 2019 of mine, we've both got. That's why you use it up. It's got. We bought the i9 chips. It's got an i9 with 32 gig of RAM, a terabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
He got the 500 gig. It was $599. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah.
For the power of this computer.
As long as it's got a solid state drive in it and at least 16 gigs of RAM, you're good.
It was in the house, Gary. When I see Duck, so there was. I think I've told you guys this. There was a so there's a guy here. His family's reselling. Dusty was real good friends with all of them. He goes by. Everybody calls him Duck. He owned a thrift store. He bought all kinds of units. He bought estates. He doesn't have the thrift store anymore, so he just does more just with an auction here. So he buys individual stuff now instead of the way he used to buy. But Dusty would call him and say, "Hey man, I just got this estate. You want to come look at it and see what you want?" Because he wanted the big stuff. He wanted the furniture. He wanted the appliances. He wanted the stuff that would go in his thrift store. Dusty wanted all the paper out of it. Dusty wanted all the stuff that most people will look at and go, "Man, that's worthless." But it was a way Duck would recover some of his money for a unit or whatever. So their relationship was really good for both of them. So when I run into him at yard sales about every other weekend, so I'll try to remember to ask him if he knows what happened to all that stuff. I know the eBay store and everything would have been shut down once the Social Security Administration marks it as deceased. Somehow eBay or people using that Social Security, somehow they find out and within 60 days the account shut down, because I believe that's what happened with Kevin Harlan's brother's accounts. How old are us geezers? I think I'm now the oldest. We had somebody older than me. I'm 54.
I'm 49.
We don't want to hear it, Jacob.
I didn't say anything.
Jacob's about 12.
Are you older than Scott's son?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am. I'm not sure by how much, but yes.
My son Jacob he's 25. Yeah. So okay, you are definitely a geezer. Brenda's older than us, so. But you're not supposed to tell ladies they're geezers, so we won't say it. And that's if you saw. So Dawn, if you saw how many printers are back there, oh my God, the printers in this place. I got to get rid of printers. It's oh my God, they're too heavy to carry out here. But we can
right back there.
If I had to count printers. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I can see 18 printers on just the shelves.
And then how
And
many?
I know there's at least 4 more over there.
Better get cracking. Need to move all those printers and those computers to the front of the pile and just list them.
So, Josh, I do cross list from eBay to Poshmark. I use the free one, whatever the hell it's called, Flip something. Flipinator. Flip Reseller Tools, FLYP. I know Josh knows what it is. I don't sell a lot of clothes, and so I've only sold. I average about 1 or 2 sales a week over there. So, Uh-oh. Your girlfriend come looking for you, boy.
Oh, yeah, look at
Phoebe just walked by. It's weird that they can actually walk up that. I see where they're going. Go ahead.
that. Right?
I know you want to go see what Phoebe's doing. Yeah, I think the most of any of those printers I've got is like $7 in them. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to bed, Phoebe.
Some of them are probably worth like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, the white one. So some of the, if you're going to buy printers and test them, that white one. Can you see the white one?
Yeah.
It's a Epson Artisan. The lady said it printed funny, but it was free, so I need to try it. So last night, so Dawn, these printers are finicky. So last night, I was on the phone with Jacob. Imagine that. I think I end up on the phone with Jacob about 3 times a week. We were working on. I was going to order. Let me unplug it. So this zebra here was printing very light, and I needed a new print head. We thought, and because this one is the network one, not USB and the network, not just the serial. And it's six bolts and it's off. That's the print head right there. And but if you see, there's a little right where my finger is. There's a little black membrane or a rubber little piece that goes across. Turns out that if you push it in, it'll go up and under the plastic, and then it doesn't make solid contact with the. So after I swapped it. I've got 2 of these. I'm like, I'm just gonna swap it, see if that's the problem. But when I swapped it, I noticed the problem. I'm like, wait a minute, these 2 don't look the same, even though they're identical except for the port in the back. Turns out that because I told Jacob, I'm like, watch this. We're gonna test both printers, and they're both gonna print dark. And he's like, oh, that'd be really screwed up. I'm like, they both printed dark.
And you figured out that one of the pieces was installed incorrectly, right?
Yep. It was pushed too far back. And then I didn't count any of the label printers. Oh my God. All right, there's 2 Dymo 4XLs. There's 2 2844 Zebras. There's a 450. There's a Fomio. Yeah, so there's 5 label printers. Plus the 2 color lasers we use, plus the laser inside. So there's 3 laser printers. It's crazy.
So I'm counting about 40 items at this point. You got a list. That's crazy. Should just do it in one wave. All those items, they're all similar.
See, Don, I told you it was freaking crazy, man. I told you that I have a problem.
No.
And you shouldn't have printer envy because okay, so when I go to the storage building on Monday when I get back from the auction, I'll count the printers over there. I bet we took 15 of them over there.
15 of them. Wow.
I bet I've got 40. Oh, Carol, you were so off. I've sold 40 cameras, Carol, in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
You have sold a lot of them.
I don't have nearly the cameras. I've sold a lot. Although I did find 6 more in the storage building that I'd taken over there.
Yeah, you probably stall out on the printers because the work that goes into those when you ship them.
Yeah, but they take so much space.
Yeah.
Okay. I generally don't do anything on Friday nights because I'm old, except for sit out here. Yeah. fire any questions away. There needs to be a electronic support group. There does. 100%. The sheer crap of yeah, Gary. When I took one of the print heads off, it had a little bit of stuff on it, so I took some rubbing alcohol and cleaned that one off too. But that was the one that was printing dark, so that was not the reason why. It was the positioning of the print head. Most of the time, the printers are easy, and so let's talk about the printers. You know, if you don't mind shipping something that's going to have to go in a generally I put them in an 18, 16, a medium lows box, or I have some from the buy at the closing Bed Bath and Beyond. I do have some other boxes I can stick them in. So what's the difference in printers? So, you know, some printers have. Do I have any ink here? All my ink's at the other building. So the older ink cartridges, you know, the cartridge you'll look and you'll see the little pins on the back of them, the little gold pins. It's like the HP 61, 62, 60, all that style, the older style, where all the colors are all in one, and then there's a black. So you'll have two cartridges. Those printers are ones that you can buy if you pick them up for $5 or so, and understand you can test them very easy. You're probably going to need new ink because the ink will dry up. So when you take the ink out, those little pins and stuff, the print heads are actually in those cartridges. So you toss them away, you put doo-doo in, they will almost always work because, you know, if that dries up, you just threw the print head away and you put it because they're in the ink cartridges. The ones that are trouble, that could cause you trouble with the fancier ones, like the big Office Jet 8700, it's worth about $300 on Amazon is what I get for it. But the colors are individual. Like you've got a black, you've got a magenta, you've got a cyan, you got a yellow, and you've got a whatever the other one is. There's four of them plus the black. Those printers, the print heads are in those ink cartridges fit into a permanent print head. So if it dries up in there, you have to unclog them, you have to clean them, and those printers can be a pain in the ass. And so if you want to sell printers, you know, there's a model, the 3830. I pick it up. I usually get $150 to $170 on Amazon for that printer.
Yeah.
So when you buy them for $5, so why do I have 30 or 40 printers? Because I've maybe got $150 on all of them, and one printer will pay for all of them.
Yeah.
And lasers, is it still here?
Brother.
Yeah, it's still here. Oh yeah, I didn't count this one. So whatever the number was, add one. All right, it's plugged in. So that Brother laser printer, it's on one of the short videos I made. It was $1. Not only did it have paper in it, it still had toner in it. Yeah. Laser printers do not have are not the same type of print heads. They almost always have toner in them. They almost always have paper in them, and every damn one of them I've ever bought works.
Yeah.
So if you find laser printers at yard sales, look them up. It's amazing. So that $1 laser printer that the lady told me, my office required me to have a color laser. They bought one. Now I've got this one. I don't know what to do with. I'm selling at a yard sale for $1. I'm like, it does work. She goes, oh yeah, I was using it until I got this one. Oh, it works. 3,000 pages. It's worth $150 on eBay.
Yeah.
You cannot kill a Brother laser printer. I promise you. That's another one. Sports toner doesn't expire. Doesn't have a best buy date. Doesn't have a manufacturer date. Toner doesn't expire. There's a reason. Doesn't dry up.
It's already dry.
Yeah. It's so that printer is sitting over there. It's connected to, I don't know what I got it connected to over there. But it's been fully tested. So It's got to be. It's going to be listed. It'll be sold. It's absolutely amazing. The price that the Brother printers are just sitting around here. A Brother laser printer for $5 to $10 at a yard sale or at a thrift store, because nobody buys. I mean, it's hard to get rid of them for these, and they take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
They're well over $100. Let's see. That one is an MFC L 700. That's bad that I remember the number. That's the printer sitting over there. That's the dollar printer. That one's got 7,700 pages printed. Mine only has 3,000.
Oh, wow.
They got $119 plus 30 to ship it. That's $150. The one below it, 150, 189. 57, only 5,700 pages, 189.
Yeah, all those brothers are really good.
Another one, only 57, 100. That one, it looks like they got cheaper at 90. See notes, but they still got 55 shipped. That's $145. Same printer. This one here, they got 200 for the dollar printer. There it sits. Plus 82 shipping. They got $282 shipped on that printer. $282 shipped on a printer that has more pages printed than the dollar printer.
So you're shipping those with the heavy duty super tubes for the other ones?
Yeah, but the last thing I shipped using those got busted.
Not the super tubes. What's the one above that we have?
No, these are not super tubes. These are the other ones. I need to get the super tubes out. I've been trying to use this roll up, but these are just the regular ones. Super tubes are still over there. So how do you print? How do you test these things in the menu? If they've got a display in the menu, go to in the menu. There'll be somewhere where it says print status, and then you print the print status. If you don't know how to do it, this is going to be extremely difficult. Go to YouTube, type in status page and your model number. There's somebody who's made a video showing you how to get the numbers. If it's a regular Brother laser that just has the go button and the other button, Google that. There's a video. Most of them, if you hit the go 3 times, it prints out the status. So it'll show you that it prints. It'll show you how many is printed. It'll show you all the connections are okay. Then all I do is plug it into my MacBook, which picks it up, and I print a page. And so I test the communication. I get how many pages it's printed. I wipe it off and take pictures of it.
Yeah, what was the lowest page count you got so far? I remember that was always a fun game. 4. Yeah.
I bought a printer at the yard sale that had 4 pages printed.
4 page.
You were page number 5.
When I printed out the status, it was number 5.
That's fucking hilarious.
Except for the new ones. If you ever find printers new in the box, buy. People pay stupid money for printers. I'm telling you. It is.
Yeah. Find a really high-end printer and then use it 100 pages. You know, like, what?
I need to test the Artisan. So I mentioned the word Artisan. I'll take a picture of it because I might carry that heavy bastard up here. It is a. Almost. It's an Artisan 725. Sort. The free printer, if I can get it to work, it's probably just a clean the head. 200 plus 24, 185 on bids. That's the free printer. The free printer, if you just want to take the head out of it and ship the head, it's $60 plus 5 shipping. Just the print head. The print head comes right out. It's easy to get out. There's a video on it if you need it. But it's one of those that uses the different colors, and so probably the only problem is every printer has a print head clean cycle, and most people will run it one time and go, well, damn, this thing sucks. You might have to run the print clean cycle 4 or 5 times. It'll get better and better every time.
Not only that, but make sure you run any of the other maintenance items on the same menu. Whatever are available, run every one of them in order, and then go back and run them in order again, and then go back and run the print heads extra.
What's in the boxes? Widgets.
Widgets, yeah.
Widgets.
I bought too many of them.
Money.
Lots and lots of widgets.
So are both those shelves covered in albums and you sold some, or is it just the same one shelf?
What? Oh, it's the same shelf. I haven't done anything with the vinyl. That's all above me.
What time are we? Almost 11. All right. Anybody got any final questions? Anybody in the chat got any final comments? Can't believe Phoebe didn't stay out here and make me go to bed. If y'all don't know, if I leave the office door open, Phoebe will come out here every 7 to 8 minutes and worry the absolute hell out of me till I go to bed, or I lock her out of there.
She'll whine at you, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. Sometimes you don't. Sports Joker. When you're so we all 3 of us are selling multi-platforms. Me and Jake, eBay and Amazon. Dave has Walmart. I do Poshmark, and I've got a Mercari. I've got a.
I'm messing with all those.
Bonanza.
Sell anywhere, really.
But it's if you start telling people what you sell, well, you couldn't buy what he bought anyway for Amazon, but you try not to make your own competition on Amazon.
Unless you sell trees.
Right.
Brenda, I'm gonna play rearrange this building tomorrow. If I don't get them and go to yard sales, which the more I think about it,
we know you're going to go to the yard sales. You're not going to go play the building. Who are we kidding?
After
I'd have to drive the truck because the van is full.
And
you have all that room though in there now.
I don't know, Don, but we definitely need a support group because you should at least make Mary watch the last 30 minutes of this so she can feel better about your electronics. Yeah, I just wanted to have a hangout and give people who didn't have anything to do on Friday night want to talk a little bit of reselling and just avoid the drama because with all the craziness going on with reselling's hard. You know, none of this is easy, and so you know, if you can go watch the crazy videos and get all trapped up in it, or you can keep your positive mindset and focus on what's important, your business. I've watched one of the videos and I'm like, can I have that 9 minutes back in my life? Because this is stupid. No, don't fill a truck. I don't want no more printers. I've tried. I'm only buy brother laser printers. I don't buy anything else. I've given up on them. Except for the 30, except for that 1 HP that sells so good.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll do. I don't know. We'll start hanging a little bit on Friday nights. I need to do something.
Yeah,
It does good. Yeah, I need to hang out with Dave anyway. I'm tired of talking to Jacob so much.
Because you know my ass ain't getting up that often in the morning.
If Jacob wasn't so damn smart about all this stuff. Ugh. All right, roll tide.
Take it easy.
You got to come up with something, Jake. Come on.